Well, my opening comments, to the room. First, thank you, all of you, for the year. Just being here, making us relevant, and being with us on the journey. So, wish run could have kept going, but we'll look forward to next year. Look. When you're in this sport long enough, and I've been around a bit as a coach now, and a long time as a player, come in January, you set off on a journey and you have goals, and the ultimate prize, call it MLS Cup, you always set, and you're on the hunt for that thing, and you get shown that most often, and for some, you never get it. So the season ends up ending at some point for most people, most players, most coaches, every single year, unless you're one of the lucky ones that's really in the final every year. And I've been fortunate, so I've been part of that. But most often, this is kind of how it goes, and it makes you hungry to come back for more. It's what keeps me going. And that's, I remind the players, as tough as it feels right now, that's that feeling you never want to have. So you just fight to be the last one standing, and that's the reality of sport. So, look, I'm really proud of the season. I'm proud of the group. I'm honored to be the coach of the Colorado Rapids. I think once again, there's a lot to be proud of, and at some point I can reflect on that, but I think it's been a successful year in many ways. Just a tough ending to it all, and I'm gratefully part of it, and to our fans who really, not just tonight, but all year long, came out for us in big numbers, big ways. I think the boys, my team, and we've re-energized a fan base, a soccer community. And I'm grateful to our fans that showed up once again.
Brayden Nurse with the Denver Post. Just take me through the emotion after the final whistle. Going back to the locker room, I'm not sure if you spent time with the fans and thanked them or not, but just the emotion through all that and what the message was to the team in the locker room.
Listen, yeah, I spent a lot of time with the fans. 30 minutes out there going around the entire stadium. Pictures, autograph, just as I normally do, but real gratitude to the fans, and it's mixed emotions because I'm genuinely showing gratitude to our fans, but I'm hurting for them, but my guys inside, the staff, like I know it. There's a lot of people here that give an awful lot for 10, 11 months now, and it just, I know what they're feeling. So it's mixed as you're going through that, but it's important that we spend time with the fans and connect in the way that I did with them. So, yeah, Brayden, that's part of it.
Hey, Coach. Bryson Owens with Sports Forum Media. First of all, congratulations on an incredible season. What made this team so special to coach all year and this season so special to be a part of?
Well, what makes it so special is that it's any time, of course, there's different ways you define success, and some might just say it's trophies. Some might say it's you're putting yourselves in spot to compete for trophies. Some might say it's all about the journey and who you're doing that with, and pulling in the same direction with a group of people and coaching staff and players and support staff and organization, and that's the beauty of it. And then you're also competing for trophies with that group, because if you just come together and it's not just for some fun, that's never what it's about. So what makes it special is that from top to bottom to top, everyone at this organization, from our ownership group to Porig and his crew and Wayne and to all of us cranking underneath, I think it's rare when you have that group of people given to the team, givers in every which way you look. I think that's what made it special, that the collective was the real superpower this year, and what that led to. It led to us competing for trophies, that we achieved a lot this year. That for me is what made it special. That the group of human beings that are at this club and the fearless soccer players that we have that committed to the team. They were all in on the togetherness that we asked for. They were all in on attacking and trying to score goals and push the tempo, especially in front of our fans. So, yeah, I think that's what really makes my job, which it doesn't stop for a head coach. But I'll tell you what, the people around me in this room, the people that I work with every day, they give me lots of energy to do a job. So, what an enjoyable season being around this group.
Hey, Coach, Keith Fisher's team, MBS Media. Keegan mentioned that he felt that this is one of the best performances you had against the Galaxy this season. With the way that the season ended, not making it further in the playoffs, how do you take what he thought was a good performance and move that forward into next season to take the team another step forward?
Yeah, the reason he says it is because, most often against the Galaxy, it's, one of their strengths besides possession is that they can really punish in transition. So we had more control this game than any of the others. We had more of the ball, which meant we had more control, and we disrupted a lot of what they were trying to do. And that, when you're out there like Keegan, you probably think that feels good as opposed to this up and back. And so, I think if we're 2-1 in stoppage time, knowing that one goal gets us into a really interesting position. So, and then the nature of the goals, right before halftime, the first one's a strange one, and that their guys battle back. And sometimes I've said it, for a guy like Keegan, and the players, it's a great reward when they bring their good stuff and they can go toe to toe with a really good team. So he feels validated in that way, that himself and the team showed up on the night, which they did. They did. I give a lot of credit to the boys, and they didn't shrink in tough moments. So, yeah, we fell short, but I know that. Yeah, I'm glad he feels proud of the effort tonight, in a big game.
Matt Pollard, Burgundy Wave. Chris, walk me through how healthy was Georgie? How much was he begging to stay on the field? Maybe when you were thinking that he needed to come off, and could Cole just not go at all tonight?
Yeah, no, Cole definitely couldn't go tonight, and Georgie I didn't check in with him. Like, he was out there. He took a couple of knocks, one on the ankle that brought about the yellow card. We know he played through some pain, but knowing we're a play away from a goal, and then minutes away from, if you get that, then you're in penalties. We wanted him on the pitch. He's our reference point. He's our leader. He's our, but we know that he pushed through. He dug deep for us. But we also know that's difficult without him and Cole. It's tricky, right? So. Yeah, we love Georgie, and he's a warrior. Showed it tonight.
When you look at the success you've had this season, the kind of groundwork you've laid for the culture, the play style, just what has been kind of the biggest lesson for you this year, and what makes you most excited about the next 2-3 years?
Yeah, the biggest lesson, I'm not sure. Biggest lesson, there's always a lot of learning moments for me as a coach and as a leader of the boys. There's a lot of that happens all the time. But look, I think what I'm most excited for is we've made some good steps and we've established something real to build on. We have a core group of young players. We have a core group of players that we can build upon. The culture is strong. It's built on hard work, good people. I think we have clarity in what we try to do in terms of the game, and we're going to build on all of that. So I think that the main thing is that we have a core group of talented young men, really good pieces to build around, and that's what makes it exciting for me to. I know there's got to be a quick off season, but I'm going to get ready quickly for next preseason.
Chris, whose idea was the different tactical shape, and how do you thought on how that worked? Reggie and Keegan and the roles that they were in and making the Galaxy uncomfortable.
Yeah, look, Matt, it's I think a lot about match planning, and I had a decision to make in terms of, we had played the Galaxy 3 games. I think it was 11 goals for them, 3 for us. You can do the math, something like that. But more so, when you think about their strengths, where maybe some weaknesses in that team, we hadn't been able to crack that code yet. And when we think about trying to have more control with the ball, the attacking structure that we had, that call it 3-4-3, we knew we can control the ball more, which could help control transition more. We thought that having Georgie, Kevin, and Rafa up there, tight 3 to press their 3 and put pressure on them and really be aggressive with one extra presser with Keegan and Sam jumping. And I think it worked. I actually thought it was a plan of ours that could limit what they did. And on the night, I think if they had 12 shots and maybe 9, up until the 90th, we did a pretty good job. So yeah, we talk as a coaching staff, but it's always about, for me, understanding where the opposition is strong, where can we expose them, and then attack both areas. So I didn't want to sit here tonight at this table saying, well, you did the same thing you did in the last 3 games, Chris. So what was going to change? So I thought it was my responsibility to try to find a solution and to be aggressive and very proactive in an intelligent way, and we fell a little short. So, but I think it's interesting formation for us moving forward to consider.
Hey, Alex Labadie from Goal. 2 questions for you. One, if this group was healthy and full strength, is this series different? And then number 2, you mentioned about the core. How far do you think this core can take you next season?
Well, look, it's in theory, if we're healthy, you're right. I mean, we've lost some games in a row, maybe 5 or 6 in a row without Cole Bassett. Does he help things? He helps, right? So with him and Georgie, they really spark the attack. Cole's an energy guy, But yeah, listen. In theory, our guys at our healthiest, I think it's only a positive. So would the series be different? I'm not sure how exactly it would unfold, but I think it certainly would help us. And yeah, the core group, it's for sure, it's just a strong core. We've even added Reggie Cannon down the stretch. So Georgie and Zach and Reggie. You have a bunch of these guys that are just top quality players. They're national team caliber players. So I think it's important that we take a step back and we look, have a strategy and with the bosses and say how do we tweak things, add to the roster in certain ways, and because that's going to be important to do that to reach our ultimate goals. But we have to be honest and say what we have is pretty good too. We've accomplished a lot of good things, but we'll have those discussions in the next days and weeks.